Episode 413 of the Man That Can Project podcast. I'm your host, Lachlan Stuart, and thank you guys for tuning back in. I really, really appreciate the continued support, feedback, reviews. It all means a lot. Now, today we're going to be talking about how to maximize your day. This is game changing, and this will require you to take some time to think, reflect, prioritize, and implement. If you're not prepared to do that, this episode is probably not for you. Now, before we dive into the episode, I want to share two things with you, actually. I'm going to go off topic for a little bit. First one, Strong Men of Value Academy. We're kicking off a new game plan in 2 weeks, right? So it's the 17th of August today, or 18th when you're listening to it. And we're kicking off a new intake for the 12-week. You can join at any point, but if you're ready to set a goal, build the plan to achieve that, and deal with whatever comes up along the way. And generally, what we find pops up for people working towards goals, those who are growth-minded, the adversity pops up, right? And the things that you really need to work on, it can be self-esteem, network, certain skills that you need to learn in order to create the ideal life for yourself. That's what really comes up, and that's what's exciting to work through. And obviously having the accountability of an incredible community from around the world of men who are striving for better. They're wanting to build their physical fitness and build their mental fitness. Got that out of the way. You can check that out at themanthatcanproject.com/the Man That Can Project, Strong Men of Value. So I was just getting distracted there. The second thing, I just went for a walk with a mate, and a lot of you can probably relate to this. I was extremely stressed today. Had a few meetings pop up, and then some, emergency calls with clients pop up, which threw my day out of whack. And I'm a very structured and routined person. And when things don't go to plan, sometimes I deal with it well. More often than not, I don't deal with it very well. And I become very anxious and overwhelmed, and I sort of shut down a little bit. And today it was just like the perfect thing happened. My mate reached out for the exact same reason. He was having a tough day, wanted to go for a chat. And part of me was like, I can't do that. I need to sit in the office and finish work. I've already spoken to enough people today, of being about everyone else, and I need to focus on myself, not really being aware that focusing on myself is giving myself to step out of the office and actually just connect and be able to get all the shit off my chest, and also listen and, provide some, not advice, but just perspective, really. And after the walk, I felt fresh. I felt, so much better than I did prior to going on the walk. So there's a good little message in that if you are feeling rubbish, which is normal, I think our moods are like seasons, that catching up with a mate and going for a walk can be one of the best things, even if you aren't really feeling up to it. And the little cherry on top, had a little spontaneous beer. Now, I don't drink beer during the week, or alcohol for that matter. And to do that was awesome, and feel a whole heap better. And, at the end of the day, the beer didn't kill me. So probably going to start recommending that at our workshops too. Go for a beer with your mates. Nah, all in moderation though, I think. Anyway, let's get into the episode on how to maximize your day. So maximizing the day to me personally means making my time count. So what the time looks like and how I make that count is moving me towards what I want from my life. So progressing to the life I want, the satisfaction. And I've spoken about it a number of times, on the podcast now, that the things that are really driving me at the moment, or I guess around values, is my health, and that's mental and physical. So mental and physical fitness. The second one is freedom, and what that looks like for me is financial one. So having the financial means to be able to take time off work, to be able to have the experiences that I want, to be able to travel, etc. But also the flexibility in that of time. So running my own business allows me to sort of dictate that to a degree. And also with the academy being online, I do have the flexibility to work from various locations. Not that I do it because, once again, I said earlier, I fucking love structure, which means my office is the place. And that's what maximizing really means to me. So I guess the first point is this: when you think about maximizing your time, what are you looking to achieve? And one of the most important things, and if you haven't done this, I've done podcasts on it. We have literally a step-by-step thing in the academy that runs through this. But if you haven't created a vision for yourself, and I would say a vision is looking anywhere sort of 5 to 10 to 15 years plus into the future. But it's what you want your life to look like, who you want to be, who you want to be surrounded by, the things that you want to have, what you want to experience, right? That's what I would say is your vision, because the vision is the direction, it's casting the net. And along the way, you need to grow, learn skills, meet people, etc., to make that happen. We then look at long-term goals, right? And that might be 3 to 5 years down the track. Okay, like where would you like to be in 5 years' time? Where would you like to be in 3 years' time? That's a longer-term goal. And then we've got the goals for right now, right? And once again, working back, for a lot of us in the academy, we use our 12-week game plan. And I haven't just plucked 12 weeks out of the sky, as I've spoken about many times. The reason why I personally use 12 weeks, it's enough time to create momentum. It's enough time to take enough action to see results, but it's also not that huge amount of time that if you are going in the wrong direction, or if you are not being as efficient, or if you don't like what you're working towards, you can change it, right? You can tweak it. And part of that process is bringing me to point 1 here, which is having a weekly reflection and planning session. And we have it within our game plan. Every week, we do a weekly review, and then we plan for the week ahead. We also do that for the month. We do a monthly review and plan for the month ahead, because the game, what's a quote? Failing to plan is planning to fail. And if you don't know what you should be doing, what's efficient, or anything like that, or even where your time is going for that fact, how do you expect to improve it? How do you expect to maximize your day? It's not possible, right? So when you start thinking about your week in advance and you know what tasks you have, for example, some tasks you don't need to do every day. So I guess one for me is the podcast. I don't podcast every day. But what I have slowly, and I'm still working on this, but slowly transitioning to do, is doing 1 day a month where I do 8 podcasts. I get the whole month's podcast done. That is the goal for me, because then I don't have to keep putting on different hats. I can use the time throughout the rest of the month to read, to learn, to hang out, to do various other things. So it sort of really brings me into chunking your time. And once again, in the academy, we have a cool module on this that you can go through a worksheet and actually practice chunking your time, which means putting similar tasks together. For example, if you're, I'm going to talk a lot of sales stuff because in a sales cycle at the moment, but I would put all my sales calls or outbound calls together throughout the day. Then I would have my time. Then I might have content creation, or for some people, it might be going to work. But also keep in mind, if you really want to maximize your day and think outside of the realm of work, but for your overall fulfillment, think about how are you chunking your time outside of work? What are your priorities? What is important for you to do? Is it spending time with family? Is it exercising? Is it, going for a surf? What is it that you want to do? And are you putting it in your calendar? Are you maximizing the time? Okay. So having a weekly reflection and planning a session is point 1. So I guess some questions as well that you could ask yourself, and it might be on a Sunday afternoon. I go through sometimes Fridays, or some days Sunday afternoons, anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. But I ask myself similar questions like, okay, who did I not meet this week that I should have? If I'm wanting to build my network, because honestly, your network provides so much leverage in your life. And I have learned that over the last 8 years. Thinking about things that you didn't achieve, what did you miss? What things should you tighten up? What could you improve? What don't you need to do again? Like, there's so many questions you can ask yourself, and I'm sure you will work out which questions are going to best serve you, but that's how you really tighten up and maximize your time. Okay. And you maximize your day. This sort of touched on chunking your time, super important. And there is even a podcast on it about chunking your time, somewhere from 350 to 400. Go have a little look back through the catalog. The next thing is prioritizing your task. And there's a great book called The One Thing. I talk about it all the time as well, as what is the one thing that if that were to be the only thing you achieve today would have the most significant improvement in you maximizing your day or in you achieving or getting closer to your goal, right? Extremely important thing. So make sure you're prioritizing your tasks. Have your non-negotiables. My non-negotiables for myself personally is exercise. It is reading. It is checking our academy. I love seeing what people are posting and getting involved in the discussions. It is working, obviously non-negotiable. Right? They're non-negotiables. Time with my wife. Okay, and just time to just sit and think. Sometimes it's 10 minutes a day. Other times it might be an hour and a half. Okay. Another one, which is extremely important. Take a fucking break. The story that I said at the start about me today being extremely stressed and wanting to catch up, and then I was grateful that my mate, I guess, extended the opportunity for me to go for a walk with him. I wasn't going to take the break, but having that break changed the game for me. And now I'm back in the office. I'm doing my podcast and I'm feeling so much better. But other things to consider why you should take a break is focus. Fatigue does set in. It's a real thing. So by taking a break, and when I say a break, not every fucking 10 minutes and not a 30-minute break every 10 minutes. It's like, think about it. If you're walking, and I guess get to know yourself a bit better. There's so many recommendations around, every 50 minutes, every 40 minutes, every 20 minutes. Do what works for you and just take a 3 to 5 minute break. Refresh. Don't take your phone or any technology, etc. Just go for a walk, stretch the legs, and then come back. Give yourself that mental break so then you can refocus. The next thing, and this is one of the most, actually, this is the most important thing. Eat, sleep, exercise, sunlight. Eat well. So I'm not just talking about portion sizes. I'm talking about eating to fuel your body to perform at its best. You know what foods make you feel certain ways. And if you don't, start taking notice over the next couple of weeks. Another thing is if you don't, start learning about nutrition, right? It will have a game-changing effect on your mood, your vitality, your energy, all of the things that are going to help you maximize your day and improve your focus. The next one, sleep. If you're not prioritizing, anywhere from, I don't want to be the guy that says 8 hours. I'd love to ideally get 8 hours, but on average, I'm sort of probably 6:45 to 7:15. Anywhere from there, that's what I aim for. But anywhere from, let's just say 6 to 8 hours, the more the better, right, for your body. Going to recover more. Make sure you have a good room temperature, an eye mask. Have your phones turned on do not disturb if you use it as an alarm clock. Sleep is extremely important. If you're not sleeping well, there's a great book called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. Start reading that and learning and getting some tips and tricks around what you can do to improve your sleep. Because when you're well rested, once again, your mood's better, your recovery is better, your body just feels better. Okay. Exercise, move your fucking body. You want to build that physical fitness, as we talk about all the time. And we give everyone in the academy a fitness program because, one, you need to be physically competent to achieve what you want in your life. If your body, if you're not looking after your body, don't expect it to look after you. If you're ambitious and you're working towards things, you need to be able to deal with stress. You need to be able to be on the move. You need to have a healthy heart. You need to have healthy limbs and muscle and just strength and confidence in yourself. It's so bloody important. To me, it's just like it's a no fucking brainer. If you don't look after your health, like you're not going to be someone that I spend a lot of time around. I'm very strict with who I spend time with, and those who don't value their health, I necessarily won't spend much time. Actually, I won't spend time with. That's it. I want to be around people who value their health, put themselves first. Sunlight. Looking at sunlight first thing in the morning has been proven to help with your circadian rhythm, which is your sleep cycle, to help you get moving more, to help your body start waking up and doing what it should do first thing in the morning. So those 4 things are key. So let's go back to these dot points, give you some actionable things that you can implement to maximize your day. 1, having a weekly reflection and planning. The very first thing I was saying was vision, the long-term goals and current goals. If you haven't done that, done plenty of podcasts on that stuff. Also in our academy, we have heaps of crap going on in there that you can, when I say crap, I mean absolute value that you can get around. The next one is having a weekly reflection and planning session so you can see where your time's going, what's important to you, what you need to get rid of, what you need to do more of. Okay, chunk your time. Next one is prioritize your tasks, limit your distractions, say no to unneeded tasks. Next step, take a break. It's okay to take a break. It's completely fine. Oh, actually, I missed one. This one's a very important one. Plan each day the night before. So I've got a diary, right? So I use my 12-week game planner, and I've also got a daily greatness, what is it? Daily greatness business planner. And I map my week out. So I've got all my appointments booked in. I've got everything like that. But at the top of the page, it says my most 3 important tasks to do today. I fill that out every morning. And I also just make sure appointments haven't changed or anything like that. And then I fill out the rest of my day in regards to things that maybe, I might want to read a little bit more. I might want to go sit in the sun. I might want to do whatever. And then I'll fill that in. So I've got a day laid out ahead of me. So at any point in the day, I know what I need to get done, right? Because having a plan eliminates the burden of choice. Definitely worthwhile checking into. And finally, guys, like I said, eat well, sleep well, move well, get some sun. If you found value from today's episode, make sure you share it. Every time you share it, get a bit of a buzz. But make sure you tag Lachlan Stuart on the Man That Can project as well. And do something today to be better for tomorrow.